They say love can blind a person, but what if that love was nothing more than step-by-step, engineered manipulation from the very beginning? In the world of Chainsaw Man, no one is safe. But for Denji, the real threat was never giant devils or bloody battles. His true breaking point was Reze, whom he met as he took shelter in a narrow phone boat on a stormy night. Today, we are analyzing the Reze Arc, one of the deepest chapters of Chainsaw Man in terms of character psychology. Speaking for myself, I must say that in terms of action and narrative balance, this arc is one of the most well-rounded works in the series. The dynamism of the fight scenes feeds the narrative directly instead of interrupting it. Thus, without losing tempo. It offers a viewing experience that is both captivating and emotionally heavy. Let's go back to the beginning of the story, to the place where the knot in Denji's mind entangled. Remember Denji at the start of the story, he practically worshipped Makima. To him, Makima was unreachable, an authoritative figure whose every word he would obey. Denji's interest in Makima wasn't a hell he abandoned. It was an obsession born from desperation, because Makima gave him orders, but never approached him like an equal human being. That's exactly where Reza entered the story. He gave Denji something Makima had never genuinely offered: intimacy and the feeling of being an ordinary human. The natural gaze in the cafe, the scenes where she taught Denji how to swim, running away together to an empty school building to watch the storm. For the first time, Denji could be himself around someone. Indeed, as the story progressed, Denji set aside his obsession with Makima and openly chose Reze. He wanted to run away with her and live an ordinary life. For a boy trying to discover himself, this choice was a massive step. So, who was Reze really? She wasn't just a cafe employee. She was a bomb devil hybrid raised by the Soviet Union since childhood, forced to suppress her emotions. Reze's role in the story was not merely to be an assassin, but to act as a mirror directly to opposite Denji. Just like Denji, Reza was a victim who couldn't live her childhood and had her freedom taken away. Her question to Denji in the booth, "Have you ever been to school?" was actually an expression of her longing for her own lost childhood. Reza was tasked with untaking the heart of the chains of devil that Denji carried. However, as she saw her own desperation in Denji, the line between the role she played and her true feelings blurred. Of course, during this arc, there is a personal detail I was looking for: power. I was saddened that we didn't see Power very much throughout his arc. Her chaotic and funny energy always brought a unique flavor to the atmosphere. Although the reduction in her screen time is understandable given the serious and dark tone of the story, you still miss those chaotic dynamics. Another side note regarding the anime is the inconsistency in production quality. While Mappa's effort to create a cinematic atmosphere is commendable, the total contrast between the heavy use of 3D CGI, especially in high-tempo scenes like the highway chase, and the calm hand-drawn scenes like the phone booth or the school building, really stands out. This technical mismatch during action moments occasionally disrupts visual satisfaction. Still, the dark nature of the overall atmosphere managed to largely cover up these flaws. Now coming to the string final act of the story, after the battle was over and Reza was defeated, she seemingly had only one opinion: go to the train station and leave the city and her past behind. In fact, that's what she did at first, but Reza stopped on that platform. For the first time in her life, instead of obeying the orders given to her, She made a decision of her own free will and turned back. Holding a bouquet of flowers, she chose to go to Denji, who was waiting for her at the cafe. Running away with Denji was the most innocent dream she had kept hidden inside her as well. However, in the world of Chainsaw Man, decisions like that carry a heavy price. As Reza made her way down an alley, Makima appeared before her. The moment Reza was cornered in that darkness and her life was brought to an end is one of the most painful turning points in the story. Reza never reached that cafe. And the tragic part is that she never learned that Reza had returned back for him. He sat in the cafe for hours with flowers in his hands. When he saw that she didn't show up, he thought he was dumped, that she had run off with his money. Leaving the flowers on the table, he raced back into his immense loneliness, back into the shadow of Makima. The Reze Arc was one of Chainsaw Man's strongest stories, thrilling with its action while remaining unforgettable with his ending. So, what do you think about Reze's decision? How would things have unfolded if Denji had learned the truth? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye!